Hello guys, my name is Pep. One of my favourite drinks to have, especially in the summer or when it's warm, is gin and tonic. Just a nice gin, tonic water, lime, a wedge of lime, and I'm happy. And it's so refreshing and lovely. So I got interested in this particular fragrance because this fragrance was inspired by a cocktail which is really just gin and soda and a bit of lime or lemon juice, add a bit of sugar, and you have something called a gin fizz. This fragrance from the house of Lubin is called gin fizz, and it's inspired by that cocktail. So back in 1955, this fragrance was created, I believe, for Grace Kelly, the legendary movie star who later became Princess Grace of Monaco, inspired by that popular cocktail of the time, gin fizz. This was then put into production, I think in 2009 by Lubin, so it's still available, widely available, but it's obviously based on that original fragrance from the 50s. Now this one's marketed to women, but it's definitely something that anyone can wear. It's certainly a freshie, but let's get into the smell, shall we? Alright, so the opening for me is citrus and gin. So I'm assuming that there is some form of juniper accord in here, given that that's what gin is distilled from, or the berries specifically. But I really get reminded of that first sniff of a gin and tonic. As I'm taking my first sip, because you do get the citruses, probably more lemon than lime, I guess, in this one, and just that that aromatic bitterness of the gin in the opening. But what I like about this fragrance is it's not a straight replica of a drink for me, because as this develops, about 10 minutes in, I get this really nice combination of white florals and rose. So it starts to get, it actually gets quite florally in the heart. There's something that reminds me of maybe neroli or orange blossom, more probably orange blossom, because it's kind of toned down, a bit sweeter, and there's definitely mixed in with something that to me smells rosy, but it gets florally. So this doesn't remain a replica of a drink. There's definite development in this, and what I like is that in the dry down, there's a tinge of sweetness added to that floral heart, and all through you still get that kind of get that bitter sweetness that you could probably imagine having in a gin fizz, because they add sugar in it. So I've never had the drink, by the way, so I can't make a direct comparison, but I get what they're trying to do here, and it's a really nice, it's a really lovely smell that evokes, for me, mainly spring, warm days, outdoors, maybe having a few drinks in an outdoor bar and some tables next to a river, near a lake, who knows. I'm just daydreaming now about having holidays. But gin fizz, although, as I said earlier, marketed to women, I would certainly spray this on a hot day. It's lovely. Now, the only issue with this fragrance is that it doesn't last a long time. Projection's pretty weak. It is a lovely smell, but with Lubin, these are not cheap. This in Australia retails at about $270 for 100 ml. The bottles are beautiful, like most of Lubin's presentation, but you have to decide whether you think that's worth it, because it might not last very well. On my skin it doesn't last a long time through the the limited testing I've done on it, but my skin does tend to just soak up lighter, fresher, citrusy aromatics, and it did the same with this one. But it is a lovely scent, and if you get a chance to sample it, I mean, Lubin do samples, and you can certainly get samples of this one. Give it a try and see what you think. It's widely available, still in production, from 1955, but still not a dated scent, I don't think. That's Lubin's Gin Fizz. I hope you enjoyed that. I'll see you soon. Bye.